Hey, bro, we not doubling an open gym, bro. Yeah, we are. I get that shit all season, bro.
Get our rhythm back. And me and Draymond are competitors. Like, we trying to win. So the only way we gonna win is if we double team KD. KD was so mad. I'm like, bro, do you not understand what we're trying to tell you?
Since Kevin Durant has been traded to Phoenix, they have won just one playoff series against a Clippers team that didn't have Kawhi or Paul George. While Booker and Durant have been stars for a long time, there's one glaring flaw in both of their games that's holding their offense back. For a team that currently has much better spacing and scoring than in the last 2 years, they still haven't gotten the returns they were hoping for. This season, they still have the number 9 offense, but that's a big disappointment considering how much they shelled out for it. Now, most people think that the Suns need a complete overhaul of the roster, and while I don't disagree with that, it's not that realistic, especially when there's a simple thing that their stars can do to transform their offense. The thing is, this problem has been constant throughout both stars' careers, one that now all teams can really get away with against them: the double team. The double team is theoretically the most ideal thing for a modern offense. With all the space today, a defense sending 2 to the ball gives you the best chance of creating good ball movement and open shots. The Warriors, with their elite duo of Steph and Draymond, have notably picked teams apart with the short roll. With 2 guys going to Steph, Draymond has a 4-on-3 and has consistently found the open guy. It was so lethal that the Celtics preferred Steph Curry to shoot threes in the finals just to prevent that 4-on-3. But when you watch the Phoenix Suns, the results look a lot different. Take a look at this play. Booker comes off the down screen and then flows it to a pick and roll. The Pelicans blitz, and Booker throws it back out, and the ball rotates around, but that's not the shot you were hoping for. Just 2 possessions later, the Suns run a double drag, and Booker gets blitzed again, but he throws it to Tyus Jones, who swings the ball to Dunn. He tries to attack the defense, and it doesn't work, and the Suns have to reset the possession. As you may have noticed, Booker didn't hit the screener on any of those blitzes. Instead, he moved the ball to the closest guy on the perimeter. And when you do that, now the defense barely has to move, and the offense takes a bad shot. If you noticed, the most straightforward way of beating the blitz is to hit the screener, which creates that numbers advantage. And so what defenses will do is to make that pass as hard as possible. Both Pelicans are blitzing Devin Booker, and that pass to Richards would be pretty tight. That's why Booker just swings it, and there's no advantage. Durant tries to attack blitzes differently by trying to hit the screener, but what you'll notice is that his passes are high in the air, and with the height and wingspan of his defenders, they tend to deflect his passes. For example, he's trying to run a pick and roll with Nurkic, and as the Pacers blitz, Durant tries to throw it over the defense, but his pass gets deflected. Teams have seemed to pick up on his tendency, because when the Bucks blitz and Durant actually gets it over, Porter's just sitting there waiting to pick that pass away. So at first glance, it looks like it's not really a KD or Booker problem. KD is trying to hit the screener to attack the defense, but just can't, and Booker tries to avoid that potential turnover by swinging it to a teammate on the perimeter. But it's their approach against the blitz that's causing these problems. They're both just getting the ball out a little too early. When you get blitzed, the instinct is that there is a numbers advantage. So what you're thinking is to get the ball out early and let your teammates figure out how to play with a 4-on-3. But it's not really that straightforward. The point of getting blitz is to force defenses into rotation, essentially trying to stretch each defender out as much as possible. But when you get the ball out of your hands too early, the defense hasn't been moved enough. And not to throw salt in the wound, but both Booker and Durant should really study Luka Doncic, who's probably the best guy at taking advantage of the blitz. Yes, his passing is phenomenal, and that's certainly part of the reason. But even if he didn't pass that well, what he does is essentially extend the defense sideways. On this possession, Luka gets blitzed, and Booker does a good job covering the screener so he can't make that pass. So Luka moves towards the baseline, and now Jackson Hayes is open down low for an and one. Just a few possessions later, we see that same blitz again, and instead of giving it up immediately, Luka takes an extra dribble to make sure Booker has to keep moving, because now Booker has to make a decision between Hayes and Goodwin, and the Lakers get an open shot. Essentially, Luka Doncic embraces the double team, and he's patient enough to wait for the defense to make a decision. In regards to Booker, let's go back to a play I had shown you. As Booker gets blitzed, that opening to Plumlee isn't really there, so he passed it out. But if we go back, he has a lot of room on his right side to extend the defense out, which would then make this pass to Plumlee a lot easier. That would then attract Zion over and make Robinson Earl decide between Allen and Dunn. Same problem with Durant. Here Durant runs pick and roll and he tries to throw to Iguodala, but Kevon Looney hasn't even come up enough to warrant that pass. As a result of this, Phoenix's offense looks really clunky because a lot of their scoring primarily comes from the dribble instead of the pass. Booker and Durant are two of the best ISO scorers that you can have, so when it's just single coverage, that's when they're really looking to score. The passing is really necessary once you have two defenders coming to one guy, and they haven't been able to take full advantage. I also don't think that Booker and Durant are given enough support. This has been a problem for both guys for the last few years, and it's why they haven't had much success in the playoffs. With teams knowing that they could simply double, that has disrupted their games, and they've been very ineffective. So while they need to get better in this area, it's also up to Mike Budenholzer, who I would hope already knew about this, to make their lives easier. One way you could do that is to get both guys on the move more often. Instead of running a basic pick and roll, getting more off-ball screens can open up those pocket passes for Booker and Durant. They had done this a few times against the Lakers, and with more space to work with, Booker can find the open man a lot easier. Dribble handoffs work as well. Because it happens so fast, the blitz comes a tad late, and Booker can find that pocket pass much easier. On this one, Booker and Iguodala run that dribble handoff. Williams is now way out of position, and he finds Iguodala for the dunk. The larger point here is that despite their disjointed roster, their offense would be a lot more functional if they could consistently create 4-on-3 advantages, especially because on the rare occasions that they get that pass through, they have enough shooting to get an open shot every single time. And I think part of that does lie on Bud to design more actions to take advantage of defenses wanting to continuously blitz. For example, while a dribble handoff is a great way to get these advantages, the Suns only run 3 dribble handoffs a game, which is in the bottom 3 in the league, as they prefer to just run straight pick and rolls and ISOs instead. This is not all that surprising. Durant and Bud have both talked about the importance of playing with instincts and feel for the game, and both have had a lot of success doing so. Except, I don't know if it works as well on this specific team. Besides the troubles with the pick and roll, Durant has also had troubles with double teams in isolation. Some of that has to do with his tendency to throw lazy passes. These loopy passes give the defense enough time to rotate over, so he can't effectively take advantage of the double team. On this one, the Clippers come double with Harden, and as he turns around, this pass is slow, and Jones Jr. was there anyways to steal it. When Durant is getting doubled, he has an idea of where the open man is, but he's throwing it like it should be automatic. As teams have sensed that tendency, you see defenders with their arms out high, which they can then deflect his passes. Durant is also relatively predictable with where he's going to throw it. Defenders are able to telegraph his passes by reading his eyes. As Durant feels trouble, his instinct is to get the ball out. Defenders can then disguise themselves as they know Durant will throw the ball whenever he can. This is where Devin Booker has improved as a passer. In isolation situations, he's done a pretty good job driving the ball and trying to kick it out faster. Even when there's been multiple guys collapsing, he's shown some more patience instead of making an immediate pass. Part of the reason Booker has more success is that he's not afraid of using the bounce pass. With a lot of defenders' arms up, that gives Booker the opportunity to bounce pass and find open teammates for shots. He's also much better with his eyes as well. He's improved at court mapping, where he knows where each teammate is. That way, he can disguise his reads better, which then makes the defense a split second slower. As a result, Booker has had a career year in assists at 7 a game, which is actually top 10 in the league. With that said though, the main point here is that Booker still has a decent way to go before he's a complete passer. Whether or not that comes to fruition is something we'll have to see, but this is at least partially why the Suns haven't fulfilled their potential on offense. Regardless of how they retool their roster, the Suns are still getting exactly what they want. Teams want to put 2 on the ball, so there's plenty of opportunities for wide open shots. However, Durant and Booker haven't shown that they can beat double teams consistently, although Booker's probably ahead of him right now in that aspect. And given the situation that the Suns are in, the best way to improve is for both guys to work on navigating double teams. But for now, this is why neither Booker or Durant can be a first option on a championship team. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can also support me on these platforms. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.